Okay, sixth grade. So today you're going to be working on independent practice, pages 477 and 478. So I'm going to help you out with a few of these questions right now. If you look at number one, all you're doing for number one and number two is writing an equation to represent the function. So really what you need to do is you need to figure out what is happening as you go from 1 to 6, 2 to 12, 3 to 18, 4 to 24, and so on. Okay, and all of your equations are going to start with y equals. So y equals, you'll notice that there's a pattern, and they're multiplying by 6 each time. So your answer is just going to be y equals 6x. And you can always check your answer and plug in these numbers. You could say, okay, 6 times 1 is equal to 6. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. 6 times 3 is equal to 18. And that's it. So that's really all you're doing for questions number 1 and 2 is just figuring out what the equation is. Okay? If we look down at number 5, okay, number 3, 4, and 5, you need to graph these equations. And remember, the first thing that you need to do, okay, before I just say, graph this equation, you need to make a function table. We learned how to make function tables, so you should be okay with that, but we're going to go through this one more time. You always have x, then you have your function rule, and then you have y. So set up the table like this. If they don't give you enough room in your book, just kind of do it on a piece of loose leaf or in a notebook or somewhere. And then you're going to list out, remember, any 3 numbers that you choose. I say use 3 so that you get a good linear graph, okay? 2 wouldn't be enough points. If you wanted to go more than 3, that's fine, that's up to you. But I would say stick with 3, okay? And I always do the easiest numbers. I do 0, 1, and 2 to kind of keep my math pretty easy. What you do is you take your x value, you plug it into where your x value was in your function rule. So I'm going to do 0.5 times 0, which is 0, plus 1, so that equals 1. 0.5 times 1, which is 0.5, plus 1 is 1.5. And 0.5 times 2, so half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now you need to list out your ordered pairs. Ordered pairs always are listed like this, x comma y. So 0 comma 1 is going to be your first point. 1 comma 1.5 is going to be your second point. And 2 comma 2 is going to be your third point. Now you're able to graph your 3 points that you have on your graph. Now if you look at number 5 in your book, you can plot your first point, 0, 1. So if you had, let me see, can you see this? Yeah. 0, you go, so again, this is the y-axis, this is your x-axis. You don't go over any, it's just over 0, up 1. Okay, so this is 0 comma 1. Then you're going to go over 1 and up half. 1.5, I'm sorry, 1.5. So maybe 1.5 will be here. So I'm going to write 1 comma 1.5. And please note that there are no halves on your chart. So you'll have to put the 0.5, the 1.5, directly between the 1 and the 2. That would be halfway between. And then you're going to go over 2 and up 2. So this would be 2 comma 2. Then what you should notice is when you connect the points, they form a line. And you can always put that little arrow at the end to show that the line is going to continue, keep going and going and going. If you continued your function table, you would notice that the points would continue in this perfectly straight line. Okay? For number 6 and 7, they give you the graph already. You just need to fill in the x and y values. So if you look at number 7, you look at the little graph, you see that blue point. The first input would be the x value is 1, the output is 5. So input would go on the top, 1, output 5. Move over to the next blue dot. The input is 2. The output, you go all the way up, is 10. So 2, and then the 10 is going to be where the output is, and so on. Then what you need to do is you need to write an equation, just like we did in numbers 1 and 2. What's the pattern as you go from the x to the y? What's the pattern as you go from x to y? Okay? You can figure that one out. If you have any questions, let me know. If you turn the page to the back, number 8's a little bit tricky. It says the table shows the area of a square with the given side length. So you'll notice that there's a table. There's 4 side lengths, and then the areas are listed right next to them. And letter A says, write an equation that could represent the function table. Okay, so you have to figure out, what am I doing as I'm going from 1 to 1, from 2 to 4, from 3 to 9, from 4 to 16. Well, really what you're doing is you're multiplying x by itself. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9, and so on. So your equation for number 8 can be y equals x times x, or you can write it y equals x squared, whichever way you think is easier for you. Okay? Now that I gave you the equation, letter A is already done now. For letter B, all you need to do is plot the points that are in that little green table. So you're going to do 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 4, 16. And then letter C asks you, is this a linear function? Now remember, linear means a perfectly straight line. So if you get a perfectly straight line, then yes, it's a linear function. If your line is not perfectly straight, then no, it is not a linear function. Okay? See if you can do any of the hot problems. Don't worry if you can't, but try them anyway. Number 11, you should definitely be able to get. Figure out the pattern as you're going from the x to the y. What am I doing when I go from 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 6, 4 to 7? Okay? Tomorrow you're going to be doing extra practice pages, so don't worry about them today. Just want you to focus on independent practice, pages 477 and 478.